Today we're visiting the South Towns at Etched in Stone, where local artists produce granite works of art.
This is what usually impresses people the most. Sometimes you just gotta curve this thing just right. Even though it's a diamond, it still has trouble cutting it. But not now, it's cutting real nice right now.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Let me introduce you to Jamie Selecki. He's the owner of Etched in Stone. Thank you so much for having us here today. You are working on something amazing. We want to talk about everything you do here, but I'm walking over to find this, what is a portrait. I mean, really a beautiful, beautiful young man. His portrait is on this stone. Talk to us about what we're looking at here.
This is a traditional shaped monument with a serpentine top, but we can cut just about anything. It's usually done at the quarry before it comes here. I can chisel these out myself, but it's not really cost effective for me to do all that.
So when someone orders a piece, they can order pretty much any shape.
Yeah, I can draw anything out, and I'll instruct the quarry where I want it cut. And so these usually come out with the shape of the monument all pre-cut. You know, for my design.
Hearts, crosses.
Hearts, crosses, the top could be flat, oval, serpentine, custom. You know, sometimes we'll make it custom irregular. Sold a few of those lately.
And the folks who were just in, they wanted the shape of a bone and the shape of a heart for their
bone
for their
shape
fur babies.
And heart. And those are simpler pieces. Some of them get really complex. You know, whether it's scalloped or.
Which is why it's art. But that's why this granite is art. You're sculpting, and it's art. And these pieces, you were telling me you have pieces all the way down in Texas.
Yeah, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Texas, California. We've shipped them all over.
And when you're trying to find the direction someone would want to go for a monument, for a headstone, we see here you're working right off a photograph of this young man. So you're encouraging folks to bring in pictures, memorabilia.
Yeah, I ask them what's the most important thing in their lives. You know, what do they want to bring out on that stone?
Well, and I see, so up here on this particular stone that you're working on, we see a photo of the young man, but then below his name, this is something different. What is this?
This is part of his tattoo.
So not only does the monument have his likeness, but it has an image that he created that was close to his heart.
Yeah, it was very important to him. It's kind of a celestial tattoo, so that the stone doesn't get too cluttered. Sometimes you want to take an image that's important and put it in between, in place of the dash.
So when someone comes in looking for a monument of some type, whether it's for an animal or for a loved one, there's always the question of what's this going to cost? Is there a price range? Is there an expectation? How's that managed?
Well, first I find out where it's going to be placed and what cemetery, because there's different rules and regulations with every cemetery. So once I know that, then I can kind of guide them into that. These all cost different amounts of money. This one's jet black. Jet black is pretty expensive.
So the material will dictate price?
Yes.
And I would assume the imagery will dictate price.
Yes, especially something like this, when it's that detailed.
Sure.
Jet black shows up the best detail. Bahama blue isn't bad.
So you're mentioning these colors, so you have different types of stone for families to choose from.
We buy them from all over the world.
How does the monument get to its resting place?
We bring it to the cemetery.
And is that included in the fees for the piece?
Yes.
So you're responsible, you yourself as the artist and as a business are responsible for the monument finding its ultimate home.
Yes.
So that's one less thing to worry about.
Right. The only thing we don't have control over is if there's cemetery fees. You know, most of the cemeteries put in their own foundations. That's the only thing I don't have control over.
I know I've walked into people's front yards and their gardens and seen wonderful little things placed on the ground and placed in their gardens. You do those things.
Sometimes people will have an established date of when they bought their house, and will put their maybe last initial on there in a fancy letter and try to embellish it. You know. to bring out the house.
This is a really special piece out here.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of work on there. That one has notes all the way around it, and they're not random notes. They're actually a specific song.
And so the person who commissioned this got permission from the artist.
Yes, from the songwriter, which is rare. You know, often people will just put notes on there or put parts of a song, but they got permission from the songwriter.
So we talked about some different shapes. I want to walk back here where we see half boulders, and you talked about stones where the sides are different.
This one's a boulder monument. It was cut up. It's a regular piece that goes in a cemetery, but all this is protruding. A lot more difficult to cut than a regular stone.
And beautiful, really quite the sculpture. Over here we see little doggies, little granite puppy dogs.
Yeah, the customer that ordered this wants these dogs to be smiling. She ordered it overseas. But anyway, she didn't think the dogs were smiling enough, so we're actually going to curve
okay.
this up.
So she brought you a piece to customize the way she would prefer.
Yes.
And then back here, a heart. This is kind of a romantic look.
Hearts are very popular in monuments. This one has a vase actually cut right into it.
And then back here, this is more traditional, isn't it, with the vases on both sides?
Yeah, serpentine top. It's got a lot of extra work on it, though, with the bevels and everything, and the urns. These are all stippled by hand in here.
Thank you for having us, Jamie. When you need art in granite, when you need a monument, when you want something out in front of the house or in the garden, think of Jamie, think of Etched in Stone Inc. Whatever it is you need, Jamie can make it happen. At Etched in Stone, almost anything is possible. You can connect by giving them a call at 716-549-0823. Etched in Stone is located at 10499 Erie Road in Irving, New York. Send an email to Jamie at etchedinstone.net and check out their work with more information and directions on their website, etchedinstone.net.